Hi, my name's Alistair Driver. I'm a professional environmentalist and ecologist, and I'm going on an expedition to the remote Colombian Amazon jungle with a legend of exploration called Colonel John Blashford Snell. Now, in preparation for this expedition, I've had to get a lot of equipment together, and I've taken advice from many places, including John himself. And I thought it would be worth sharing some of what I've learned about what to get and what brands, etc., are best, in case you were thinking of either going on an expedition or taking a holiday to tropical rainforests like the Amazon, and hopefully some of this information could be useful to you. So here we go. Let's start with the hammock, which I'm going to be sleeping in. Bearing in mind this is no Ray Mears exercise where you toddle off into the jungle, rub a few sticks together, maybe chew on a bit of bark, and then head back to your nice eco resort for a nice shower and all-you-can-eat buffet. This is the real deal. We're in the forest for 3 weeks on end, and so I'm going to be sleeping in a hammock, sometimes in native huts and sometimes in a jungle. This Hennessy hammock has been recommended to me, and it has an integral mosquito net and tarp, and it also ties up with a Velcro rather than with a zip, which should be interesting. So I'm going to test that in the garden soon to make sure I am familiar with using it. For sleeping in, I will probably be just using this Life Venture silk sleeping bag liner. I do have a sleeping bag as well, but these are apparently highly recommended and very warm and comfortable. Now, keeping insects off is really important, mosquitoes and other biting insects, so I've got a Life Systems head net, which is an all-in-one hat and head net, which folds down into this bag, which is really neat. I've also got gaiters, which will protect me from water and wet conditions, but also to a certain extent from biting insects, etc. These are Gore-Tex made by Trekmate. And they were recommended to me. This is a poncho that was given to me, and is a heavy-duty rain poncho, and we get torrential thunderstorms in these parts of the world at this time of year, so I'm going to need that from time to time. I've also got these dry bags, these are Mountain Life dry bags, which I've been lent actually by a friend, and I'll be storing my camera equipment in those. And then things like batteries, lots of batteries, knives, penknife, etc. Compass. This is a silver compass, which I've bought. A whistle in case I get separated from the group, in case of emergencies. And then if you're going to remote areas and you are visiting tribes, as we will be doing, it may be worth, if you've got space, taking along things like spectacles and sewing kits, because they're always in need of these in these areas. I got these from Specsavers. I told them what I was doing, and they said I could raid their bin of returned spectacles, and then take along some sewing kits, and you can put a little sewing kit in each spectacle case. We're also taking walkie-talkies because we may get separated from each other in remote parts of the jungle. It's very hard to keep in touch. You can lose somebody when they're only 30 feet away from you. So we're taking walkie-talkies for jungle treks, hiking sticks, etc. Now I'm taking butterfly net and trapping equipment because I'm going to be photographing insects. So that's why I've got that, but most people won't necessarily be doing that. And then if I move around, again for my wildlife stuff, I'm going to be setting pitfall traps for insects and reptiles, etc. And I may need to handle things, so I've got gardening gloves to help with that. And then standard cooking utensils and tin trays for camping, lightweight. You don't normally need a haggis, to be honest. This is a bit of a luxury, but it's because John Blashford Snell always likes to run a Burns night wherever we are in the world on his expeditions, even though it's nowhere near Burns night. So we've all been asked to bring a haggis with us. Platypus water bottle, really neat, folds down flat, lightweight. Standard water bottle. And then these power units, really useful. This one apparently has got 18 hours. They're both Anker power units. This one's got 18 hours of charge in it. This one a few hours. Now, I don't know whether everyone would necessarily need one of these, but I reckon I do, because I've got to get up in the night and I don't fancy getting out of my hammock in the middle of the jungle in the middle of the night, so I am taking one of these for obvious reasons. The exciting bit for me is camera traps. This is a Bushnell Aggressor. I'm told really good. It has no glow, so it doesn't disturb or distract the animals when it's set, and hopefully we will get some great images of things like jaguars and tapirs and hopefully giant otters, etc. That's the plan. I'm hoping to record stuff and store the images and send them off to experts for identification if we're not sure what we're looking at. But these camera tracks are a fundamental part of our trip, and although security probably isn't a problem, I've decided that I will take one lock. This is a Master Python lock for locking this camera trap to the tree. Obviously torches, flashlight I'm going to use actually to attract insects. This particular hanging lantern flashlight I will use to try and draw moths in so that I can photograph them. Whenever you go abroad to places where there is a risk of theft, of course, then money belts are valuable. This is a Mount Flow money belt. These plastic notepads are great for writing in the jungle. I used to be a fish farmer and I use them writing in all conditions in the pouring rain. They're plastic sheets, you write with a pencil on them, very good, so I'll be using those almost certainly. And also a waterproof case for my iPhone, these sort of things you can get from any phone shop. Cable ties I'm needing for some of my equipment, that's why I'm taking those. And then we've already done that. These, I forgot to mention, these are travel towels, lightweight microfiber travel towels from Mountain Warehouse. Quick drying, that's the really important thing. In humid conditions, you need something that dries really quickly, that's what those are for. A little chair for me to sit on when I'm downloading information onto my laptop, obviously for a bit of comfort. So, lots of stuff there. Hopefully it's been useful, and good luck if you're going on a similar trip.